Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Hello everyone. This is a new exercise 5A that you can find on page 203 in your textbook if you have, and in case if you do not have this book, I can provide you a PDF of this book. WhatsApp number is provided. This is complete exercise on 5A, complete walkthrough, and because in this exercise 5A, there are all the topics covered starting from exercise 5.1 and 2 onwards. So let's see. The first topic is taken from algebraic fractions. So in here, what we'll be doing is we are going to do the same thing as we do in normal fractions. I am going to write x over 4 plus x over 5. Now I want to make these two equal. I multiply by 5, this multiply by 4, this multiply by 4, and this multiply by 5. So in the denominator, I will write a 20 like this, and on top I will write 5x and 4x. So it's going to be 9x over 20, your final answer. Now comes question number B. In here, I am going to write with a little bigger line plus 2 over little bigger line 3x. I multiply this by 2 and multiply by 3 to make them equal. I will multiply this by 3 and multiply this by 2. So I will get 3 over 6x plus 4 over 6x. So in this question, your final answer is going to be something like this: 3 plus 4. That means 7 over 6x is going to be your final answer for this question. Moving on to question number C. In here, I'm going to do the same thing once again. X plus 2 with a little bigger line, 2 plus x minus 4 with a little bigger line, 3, and this is going to be giving us multiply by 3, multiply by 2 to make them equal. I will multiply this by 3 and this by 2. So I will write 3 bracket x plus 2 x minus 4, and as a denominator I will write a 6. Now in here what is happening is 3x plus 6 plus 2x minus 8 over 6, and I will write like terms together, plus 6 minus 8 over 6. So this is going to give us a 5x and minus 2 over 6. So this is going to be your final answer. Moving on to the next question, which is D. I'm going to write same question with a little bigger line, x minus 2 and x plus 3. So I will multiply this by x plus 3 and this I'll multiply by x minus 2 to make them equal. Ultimately, I'll multiply this by x plus 3 and this I will multiply by x minus 2. Now, with a little bigger line, the LCM is x plus 3 and x minus 2. On top, I'll write 7x plus 21 minus 2x plus 4. So, writing like terms together, 7x minus 2x plus 21 plus 4 over x plus 3 and x minus 2. In here, I'll get 7x minus 2x is going to give us a 5x plus 25, x plus 3, x minus 2. This is going to be your final answer. Moving on to the next question, which is to factorize x square minus 4. So I can write this x square minus 2 square. Here we remember the formula: a square minus b square equals a plus b and a minus b. So I can write very easily x plus 2 and x minus 2 as an answer. This is going to be final answer. Now when it comes to part B, I know very well 3 is common. So x minus 2 will be as a numerator, and down below I will write x minus 2 and x plus 2, and x minus 2 and x minus 2 is cancel. So as an answer you will write 3 over x plus 2. Moving on to the next question, which is taken from the subject of the formula, making subject. So the formula is s minus 3t equals rt. In here we need to make s the subject of the formula. So I will keep s as it is, and rt minus 3t is going to be changed to plus 3t, and in here I can see t is common in both of them, so r plus 3 is going to be your answer. Now we need to find r in terms of s and t. That means r should be the subject of the formula. In here, in the first part, we know very well s is equals to t r plus 3. So t is multiplying here, other side it will go and divide s. So this is going to be r plus 3. I'll keep r over here and I will say t minus 3 over 1 equals r. And if I simplify furthermore, I'm going to be making a t as the LCM and s minus 3t, because I'll be multiplying here by t and here also by t to make it a 3t equals r. So this is going to be your final answer for this question. Now we need to find t in terms of s and r. So with the first part, I know very well s is equals to t and r plus 3. So I'll keep t as it is over here and I will take r plus 3 down below, because this side it is multiplying with t, other side will go and divide. So this is going to be a final answer. You may write this as s over r plus 3. Moving on to the next question. In here it says given x minus z equals 5, express z in terms of x and y. That means x minus z equals 5y. So to make my work easy, I will make this guy over here and this I'll bring it here. So x minus 5y equal positive z, or I can write x minus 5y. Given that mk expressed in terms of given that mk plus 3m equals 11, express m. That means make m the subject. 11 m is going to be equals to 11 over k plus 3. Formula is given as t equal capital C under root z, express z in terms of t and c. That means t over c, because c is multiplying on this side. And for the second part, I will say that to remove this sign of under root, I will take under root on both sides. So making square both sides. So this square is going to be cancel this, and z is going to be equals to t square over c square as an answer. So this is going to be your final answer. When it comes to question number 5, as soon as we see this question, we know very well we are looking at inversely proportional case. Okay, so it says y equals k over x. Now read the question. If it says if the smallest possible value of y is 5, find the value of constant k. Y is 5 and I can find the smallest possible value when I'm using the value of x as the largest value. So the largest value is 10. So I will be using x value as 10. Now that means k is equals to 50, which is the required answer for the question. This we need to find the value of constant k. Now in here, find the largest possible value of y. That means we need to use the smallest value of x. That means the formula says y equals k over x. So we need can find out value of y as k is 50 and x value I'm using as 1. So that means the largest possible value of y is going to be 50, which is your required answer. Moving on to the next question. In here, this is directly proportional. That means we need to find out the value of constant k. In here, y is directly proportional. Y is directly proportional. So I will write y is directly proportional to x square. To remove the sign of proportionality, I will be using k x square. Now this is how we find out the constant. Now y is 36, k is unknown, and x is 3. That means 3 square. That also means that 36 is equals to k 9. Now k is going to be equals to 36 over 9. So that means the value of k is 4. Constant is 4. Now we need to find out the value of y when x is 2. Same formula we'll use. Y equals kx square, and we need to find the value of y. K is 4 and x square means 2 square. So y is going to be equals to 4 times 4. So answer of y is going to be 16. Now we need to find the value of x when y is 64. Same formula we'll use. Y equals k is 4 and x square. Y is 64 equals 4x square. That means 64 over 4 is going to be equals to x square. That means this is going to be 16 equals x square. That means x is equals to plus minus 4 as an answer. Moving on from here, for question number 6, we are moving for question number 7. And question number 7 is beginning with evaluating. The easiest trick to evaluate this is going to be once it is 9 and this 2 tells you that there is a value which is going to be squared. That means I will write 3 square and I will write the power or exponent as it is. And we know very well exponent rule is that power is always multiplied with the power. So these two are going to be cancelled. So 3 is going to be your final answer. When it comes to next part, 8, that means there is a value which is going to be cubed to make it a 8 and the value is 2. 2 cube is a 8. I can write 8 as 2 cube and 2 over 3. That means I can write this as 2 over 3 and 3 cancels and 2 power 2 is going to be 4 as your answer. This is the value of this given question. And in here 16 I can write as 2 power 4, 2 power 4, and it's going to be negative 1 over 2. That means when 4 is multiplied by negative 1 over 2, it's going to give us a negative 2. That means negative 2 is the power, or I can write this as 1 over 4 is the final value. Moving on to the next one, it is again an exponential property. That means I need to find out the value of x. So I know very well when bases are same, powers are also same. So if I write 3 to the power 4, it's going to be 81. That means when these two are same, powers are also same. That means x is equals to 4. In other words, in place of x, if I write 4, it's going to be a true statement, which is 81. Now, when it comes to 7 power x equals 1, I can write this as 7x equals 7 to the power 0. That means the value of x is going to be 0, because anything power 0 is a 1. Now comes question number 8. In here, it says to find the list the integers value of x which satisfy the given inequality. For example, for the first one, I am going to write this way, -20, and the second phase is 20 less than 3x minus 5. Now this gives us 2x less than 20 plus 1. That means 2x less than 21, and x is less than 10.5. So the value has to be less than 10, which is going to be 10. First value is 10. And look at the second part. If I turn this the other way around, it's going to be 20. That means 3x is greater than 25. 20 plus 5 is going to be 25. And x is going to be 25 over 3. So 8.3 something. 8.3 or whatever comes in the calculator. That means greater than 8. 8.3, that means 9. So 8 and 9 is the answer for this part of the question. For part B, it says 5 is less than 3x plus 1, and 3x plus 1 is less than 17. So if I turn this around, it's going to be 3x plus 1 is greater than 5. That means 3x is greater than 5 minus 1. So it's going to be 3x is greater than 4, x 4 over 3. That means 1.3 something. 1.3. So that means it should be, value should be greater than 1.3. That means starting from 2. When it comes to the second part, it says 3x plus 1 less than 17. So I can write this as 17 minus 1, and 3x less than 16. So x is less than 16 over 3. So 5 point something, less than 5. That means 2, 3, 4, and 5 is going to be the answer for this question. Next comes question number 9. Given that t equals k under root x plus 5, express n x in terms of t and k. That means we need to make x the subject of the formula. So t over k equals under root x plus 5. To remove this, we need to square both the sides. That means t square over k square equals x plus 5. That means we need to find x. That means I can write x plus 5 equals t square over k square. That means x is equals to t square over k square minus 5 is going to be your final answer. When it comes to question number 10, given that z equals 3x plus 2 over x minus 1, x plus y, that means z is going to be multiplied by y minus 1 equals 3y plus 2. That means y z minus z equals 3y plus 2. I'll keep like terms together. Yz minus 3y equals 2 plus z. That means y is common in both of them. Z minus 3 equals 2 plus z. That means y equals 2 plus z over z minus 3. This is going to be a final answer for question number 10. Moving on to question number 11. Find the value of y when k is half and w is 1 over 3. So first of all, we find out the value of k plus w. How much is that? That means 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. That means LCM is 6. This multiplied by 3 and this multiplied by 2. So this also multiplied by 3 and this multiplied by 2. So this gives us 3 plus 2, which is 5 over 6. So we know very well that k plus w is 5 over 6. That means the value of k is 1 over 2 is divided by 5 over 6. That means 1 over 2 is multiplied by 6 over 5. That means 6 over 10, which is equals to 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 times 5 is 10. 3 over 5 is going to be your final answer. Now, when it comes to express in terms of y and k, so we know very well that y equals k over k plus w, and we need w. That means y k plus w equals k, and we need to find w. So that means k plus w equals k over y, and we keep y as it is over here, and we take k on the other side and becomes minus k, and we know very well that w equals, when we take the LCM, it's going to be y and k remains same, and this is going to be k y. And further simplification, I will take k as a common, and here is going to be 1 minus y over y is going to be the, now w is the subject of the given formula. Moving on to the next question 12, which is telling us on a suitable sketch graph, identify clearly the region A defined by x is greater than or equal to 0. That means it's going to be a vertical line. I am taking advantage of straight lines and something like this. And I know very well x plus y is less than or equal to 8. That means if I write 8 over here, so your sketch graph is going to be something like this. And taking a straight line over here, something like this, it should cross from exactly 8 on y-axis and 8 on x-axis. And another line which is going to be y equals x, something like this. And the shaded region is going to be all this area is going to be shaded, and all the area which is shaded like this. So this is going to be your region A. Moving on to question number 13. Here it says 9 to the power minus 1 over 2. That means I can write this as 3 square and power minus 1 over 2. And I can write this as 2 to the power minus 3, because 1 over 8 I can write as 2 power minus 3, and it's a plus sign here, 1 over 3 plus 1, because anything power 0 is a 1. Now further simplification, I will go for 3. 2 is multiplied by minus 1 over 2, so these two are going to be cancelled, and this is going to be minus 1. And 2 power minus 3 is multiplied by 1 over 3, so this is also 2 power minus 1, and plus 1 also. So this is actually 1 over 3, and this is 1 over 2 plus 1. That means this is going to be 5 over 6 plus 1. So it's going to be 1 whole 5 over 6 as your answer. Moving on to the next part of the question, I can say this is 0.001, or the other way around, I can say that this is 10 to the power 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 and 0.1 square, and that means 3 times 1 over 3, and it's a negative, so 10 to the power minus 1 minus This is also 0 0.1, or I can say it is 1, 1 over 10 square. So in other words, this is 1 over 10 and this is 1 over 100. That means if I multiply this by 10, so I have to multiply this also by 10, and this is multiplied by 1. So this is going to be 10 minus 1 over 100. That means 9 over 100, or you can say 0.09 is the final answer. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 14. Now it says it is given that 10 power x equals 3 and 10 power y equals 7. What is the value of 10 to the power x plus y? Now just like to remind you that this kind of question can be in your Math Olympiad many time, and SAT questions also. So the trick is very easy. I know very well that 10 to the power x plus y I can write as 10 to the power x multiplied by 10 to the power y. This is pretty simple. The value of 10 power x is given as 3, and 10 to the power y is given as 7. So 21 is your final answer. Difficult to understand, but once it comes to solve, it's pretty easy. Now make x the subject of the formula. In here, I know very well that x is equals to 2x minus 5 over a and minus a. Moving on to the next step, I'm going to take LCM of, because this I consider as 1. So when a is the LCM, I'm going to be doing minus 5 and minus a square. So this is going to be your answer. When it comes to, in all the questions, x should be the subject of the formula. That means ax is equals to minus b and minus cz, and x is equals to minus b minus cz over a. This is going to be your final answer. When it comes to part C, I first of all I need to remove this sign of radical. I will be taking the square on both the sides, and square is going to be cancelled with this. So a square will be equals to x plus 1 and x minus 1. In here I need to make x the subject, so I will take x minus 1 on the other side and multiply it by a square, which is going to be equals to x plus 1. Now a square x minus a square equals x plus 1, and a square x minus x, I will take a square on the other side and make it a plus a square. In here x is common, so a square minus 1 equals 1 plus a square. So x will be equals to 1 plus a square over a square minus 1. This is going to be your final answer. Moving on to question number 18, which says a positive integer r is such that pr square equals 168, where p lies between 3 and 4. We need to find the value of r actually to make p in between 3 and 5. Let's see how do we do it. I'm going to write this particular thing different times and see what it gives us. I'm writing this multiple times so that we can start working out the values of r. I think this much is going to be enough. Now, for example, if I use 1 here, okay, so 1 square is going to give us 1, so I'm not going to use that. Now let's start with 2. 2 square is a 4, and 168 divided by 4 is going to give us, let's see, 168 divided by 4 is going to give us a 42. So this 2 is giving us a 48, because 168 is divided by 4 is going to give us a 42, which is we don't want. We want the values between 3 and 5. So 2 is not the right choice. So I'll go for 3 square. That means 168 is divided by 168 is divided by 9. 168 divided by 9 is going to give us 18. So 3 is giving us 18.7 something. So 3 is not the number we want. Now, for example, 4 square means 168 is divided by 16. So 168 divided by 16 is going to give us 10.5, which we don't want. So you can see it's inversely proportional. As the numbers are increasing, values are going down. Value of p is going down. So I am going to use 5 here, 5 square. That means 168 is divided by 25 is going to give us 6.75. 6.75. So it's coming closer to 3 and 5. Now, for example, if I use a 6 here, so 168 divided by 36 is going to give us 4.6. Still, we increase the number 7. That means 168 is divided by 49 is going to give us 3.4. So in between 3 and 5, 7 is the right choice. Now let's use the another number, 168 divided by 64. 168 divided by 64 is going to give us 2.6. So these two are the values, 6 and 7. 6 and 7 is the answer, because 6 is giving us a 4.5 and 7 is giving us a 3.4. So these two are the values. So 6 and 7 is going to be your answer. Now moving on to question number 19. Question number 19 is over here, which is one of my favorite too. So let's see. The shaded region A is formed by lines y equals 2, y equals 3x, and x plus y equals 6. So write down the three inequalities which defines A. A is the shaded region or unwanted region, you can say. In this here, I can see that in question number 9, it's y is greater than or equal to 2. This is the first inequality. Second, x plus y is less than or equal to 6. This is most important. You must always remember. And the third one is y is also less than or equal to 3x. So these are the three inequalities I found considering this area. Moving on to question number 20. In question number 20, I can see there are four lines. X and Y also I'm considering, because it is shading also. Shading this side and shading this side. So I am going to consider four lines. So first is all the values greater than or equal to 0 is shaded. Then comes Y value also greater than or equal to 0. This side, this is 0. This is a 0 line, and this is also a 0 line for X, and this is for Y. So all the values greater than X and greater than Y, both are shaded. So these are two inequalities. When it comes to x plus y equals 7, so all values which are less, that means x plus y less than or equal to 7, and x minus 2 y equals less than or equal to x minus 2. Okay, now comes a tricky question, which is question number 21. In this, in the diagram, the solution set minus 1, okay, x less than 2 is shown on the number line. Illustrate in a similar diagram the solution set of the following pairs of simultaneous inequalities. Now, in here, we need to have a straight line first of all, and for the values which are greater than 2, that means it is going to be two different things. First of all, I am going to make a 2 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 7, and this is greater than, so that means it's going to be empty circle, and it's going to be full circle over here at 7. So this is how you're going to represent this on a number line. Then comes part B. Again, I am going to make a straight line, and in here I will be making minus 2, because once we solve this, there are two different parts. So x greater than or equal to 2 minus 4, that means all the values which are greater than minus 2. So it's going to start from minus 2, and all the values x less than 10 minus 4, so all the values less than 6. So it's going to be 6 here, and a straight line on top. So the first is going to be full circle, and this is going to be empty circle. So be careful with this. Third one, again a straight line, and since 2x plus 1 greater than or equal to 3, that means 2x is greater than or equal to 3 minus 1, which is 2. 2x, 2, so x greater than or equal to 1. So I'm going to start this from 1, and the second one is saying x less than or equal to 3 plus 3. So all the values which are less than 6. So it's going to be 6 over here. And since both are greater than or equal to, so both are going to be filled circle. Both are filled circle because both of them are including 1 and 6. This is how this 21 is solved. On to question number 22, which requires a little calculation. It says in a laboratory we start with two cells in a dish. The number of cells in a dish doubles every 30 minutes. So you must know very well that 1 hour has 230 minutes, right? How many cells are in the dish after 4 hours? That means 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is the number of n. That means 8. That means 2 power 8 is 512. Or if you need to further understand, I can say that in one first 1 hour actually, okay, in 1 hour it's going to be 4, and in 2 hours it's going to be 8, 3 hours is going to be 16, not 16 actually. In the first hour, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, 2 power 7, and 2 power 8. Now look at this carefully. This was your first hour, second hour, third hour, and this one starting with the fourth hour. So in the fourth hour, it's going to be 2 power 88, which is 512. Now moving on to the second one. It says after what time there are 2 power 13 cells in the dish. So we know very well 2 times number of 30 minutes equals 2 power 13. So we know very well exponential rule. 2 power 13 is divided by 2 power 1. So this is going to give us 2 power 12. N, this is number of n, that means number of 30 minutes. So if the number of 30 minutes is 12, that means 6 hours is going to be your answer. It says after 10 and a half hours, there are 2 power 22 cells in the dish and an experiment fluid is added which eliminates half of the cells. How many cells are left? Pretty simple. That means 2 power 22 is half divided by 2. That means 2 power 22 minus 1, because this is actually 1. So 2 power 21 is your final answer. And that's how exercise 5A is completely solved. And very soon I'm going to upload the next part of it, 5B, which include different questions. And any question, any query, if you have my number, you can connect me on WhatsApp and I will be replying you back. Thank you very much once again for watching.